Okay, so we're going to look this week at a continuation of tracking food, which I asked you to do last week. This week we're going to look a little bit closer at MyFitnessPal and look a little bit closer at your eating habits and maybe ways that you can start to help yourself to align your eating with your goals, because nutrition, for me and for a lot of other people, is the one thing that we struggle most with, but it's the one thing that if you can take hold of and adapt appropriately, that you will begin to see the best and the most results, the most efficiently and the most effectively. So if you did use the app last week, like I asked you to, you should have a 7-day food diary saved there electronically. Now, I have mine here. All I would like you to do, first of all, with that, is to go into your diary and have a look at the last 7 days. Have a look at the numbers at the top. So, what does MyFitnessPal say you should be eating? What were you eating? And then if it's got that exercise, just try and ignore those numbers. All right, we're not going to worry too much about them. But have a look at what you then have remaining if those exercise numbers aren't counted. So does basically your goal of food and the amount of food you're eating add up? That's as simple as it's meant to be. Now, without looking too much into the macronutrients you should be having, so the proteins, the fats and the carbs, we'll talk about them either next week or the week after. I just want you to think about, are you eating enough calories based on your body's maintenance levels? It's as simple as that. If you're not eating enough calories, then maybe you should try and eat more this week. You probably feel a little better. If your goal is weight loss, then we do try and say, yeah, you want to be around a 500 calorie deficit a day over the course of 7 days, but every individual is different. And if you're already not eating enough of your maintenance, for you to drop from there is not going to be great for your body. So if you're not eating your maintenance calories, the first thing I would suggest you should do before you even contemplate going into a diet phase and trying to actively hit fat loss is build those calories up until you're eating enough for your body to survive on a daily basis based on your activity levels. Now, once you are eating your maintenance, or if you're overeating, then if you're overeating, quite simply, try and reduce it back to those maintenance calories from a day-to-day basis. If you're on the maintenance and you want to lose some weight, then there's a few things we can do. You can go into the app itself and go to more. And if you go to more and go to goals, once you're eating enough, we can then start to talk about changing goals and starting to work on a calorie deficit. So you would have your starting weight there, which I'm assuming you would have all put in last week. And if you re-weighed yourself this week and it's the same weight, whatever, you can put that current weight back in. And then it asks you for a goal weight. Now, a goal weight is a little bit difficult because we shouldn't have a weight that we want to be or we need to be. If we're obese or we are in a higher risk category, then it's good to have that weight loss number there. But to go by the number on the scales, there's so many other factors that come into play. So if you are wanting to do fat loss, I would say honestly, for just now, only put it at a couple of kilos lighter. Your end goal might be much further away, but let's do it process bit by bit. So I would just put, if your current weight is 65 kilos, maybe put it to 62.5, so there's a 2.5 kilo loss. Then in your weekly goal, go on to lose 0.5 kilograms per week. Now that's £1 a week. That puts you in what I would call a safe fat loss deficit. And then from there, you can just manipulate that activity level and save it. Once you save it, it'll manipulate your calories and give you what the calories are you should be eating on a day-to-day basis to begin that deficit and to begin that fat loss, to start to help you bring it down. Now, is this information 100%? No, we're using an app. There's a lot of factors we've not considered. There's a lot of things that you can get from working with a coach and from working with someone in the know that can help you isolate a lot of these numbers a lot closer and can maybe bring the deficit down a little bit slower, maybe bring it down a little bit quicker, can help you work out target calorie goals across 7 days, so you have a 7-day calorific number rather than a day-to-day calorific number, and lots of other factors that we can consider. But for right now, for you, if you are eating enough, you're feeling good and you're ready to start safely losing weight, the safest way to do it for you without seeking help would be to just play with the numbers slightly on this and get that slight calorie reduction and then eat a little bit less. Now, if MyFitnessPal starts telling you to eat 1,200 calories a day, I would question it. Everybody has a basic metabolic rate, and for most people that number is above 1,200-1,300. So therefore, unless you're going into comp prep, you should not be eating food at that low level to achieve your goals. There's much safer and much healthier ways to do it. And that's where I say, if you need any advice, if you need any help with any of these things, come and message me. I'm here at any time, and yeah, I'm here to help you. So have a look at your numbers from last week, and just have a look at if you're eating enough, if you're not eating enough, and what you can do to realign to achieve those goals. Next week we'll look at fats, carbs, proteins, and the foods you should be eating, and then we'll continue that into the last week to see if we can help you work out filling out your meals a little. Alright? Good luck.